Trent Condon on a Friday, the Iowa Sports Radio Network. Mike Ship from Des Moines Sports Station, 106.3 KXNO to talk sports with you for the next couple of hours. Thanks for starting your afternoon here with us. Here's what's coming up on our program. At the bottom of the hour, we'll head to Las Vegas, catch up with our friend Mike Palm, VP of Operations at Circa Sports, D in Golden Gate. Mike Palm coming up at 12:30. Right after that, we hope to save a little bit of time to give Forey an opportunity, win some grub from the chicken coop. Got a list of games, etc., that we'll pose to you. And if you haven't played this contest in the last 30 days, you are eligible to do so. That's coming up here at about 12:30 or thereabouts. Hour number 2, we'll start things off with Tom Kakert, HawkeyeReport.com, and Travis Hines from the Des Moines Register will join us. We'll talk some Iowa State. Eugene's on vacation. Good for Eugene. So Travis will come in, pinch hit for Eugene, and then Trent will make some picks on some of the games this weekend. And away we will go, and off we'll go to watch game 2 of San Antonio and the Knicks tonight. How are you?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Yep.
Trudging through, watching a little couple.
Did you watch much of it last night?
I got into it in the third, and was able to see overtime. So got the.
It was really one-sided, which we missed. It was all Vegas.
Yeah, I saw
all
it was 2-0. I took a peek at the score bug at that point. So it was 2-0. Like, oh, here we go. This thing's over, and I was dead wrong. I thought it was Carolina in 5.
No, you weren't alone. I was the same way.
It might be Vegas in 5.
Yeah.
And suddenly we got a series now.
Yeah, we do. We absolutely do. And Mark Stone ties it at 4 apiece. Obviously, the disallowed goal is going to linger with that one. And should it have counted? Should it have not counted? Well, it didn't count, and that's what matters here today. But I understand why Vegas fans are Vegas bettors, and we'll for that one. Cubs got a massive walk-off win last night. From the win, fourth spot in the 9th inning to walk them off. PCA. Ballesteros gets a hit of those there. But anyways, they got a good win. But I guess we have to start with the big news, and it's Chicago-related. Well, maybe not. It's Indiana-related. The Bears are moving. They made it official today that they put out a statement that the board of directors has voted. It sounds as though the Chicago Bears are moving to Hammond, Indiana.
Who cares? In where we are, does it change anything?
No, I don't think so. What I would love to know is, because I always, tinfoil hat type of thing. I wonder how much during the delay when Hammond first became a potential, how much land was snapped up by people in the know, right around that facility, as to, because let's face it, when it first popped. We all thought, well, this is just negotiating ploy. I mean, there was a town in Iowa, for crying out loud, that was in the conversation.
They were not in the conversation.
No, I know, but it was put out there.
It was a joke. It was a joke from a politician grandstanding. It was not real.
Well, regardless, some people took it as real.
Well, they're dumb.
Well, maybe, but at least it wasn't the only one. And now they're moving to Hammond, Indiana. We're not Chicago residents.
Nope.
You're a Bears fan. I'm not. I wonder how will Cappy and company feel about this? What's kind of the pulse of his show this morning? What do you think it is?
Oh, I'm sure people are upset. I mean, it's Chicago's team. When you live there, it's completely different. The Chicago Bears are a television product for me. They're a team I watch in television. Mm-hmm. I've been to 2 games in my life. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. And getting to Soldier Field both those times was a pain in the butt.
It's a pain in the ass, Trent.
It's all
plain and simple.
So for somebody that
I think it's worse leaving when you have to go find your Uber. I mean, it's miles.
It's a once in a decade thing for me. It doesn't impact me one iota. Mm-hmm. So I don't have outrage. I'm not going to feign outrage that Chicago's team is leaving the state. They're going across a border. This happens all over the place.
How far from the loop, from the South Loop? Any idea?
20 miles.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's not a big.
They're not moving to Indianapolis.
Okay, so
they're not moving to South Bend.
No. How much? Same question, but Arlington Heights. How far from Arlington Heights? From
probably
half of that. 10 miles. I don't know.
No, because Arlington Heights is going the other way.
Right, I'm saying, but if you're in the loop, so we know it's 20 miles to Hammond. How far would it have been to you?
It's all traffic dependent too,
and it's awful.
Yes,
it's awful.
So I've told you, I think before, because when we were in Big Ten media days, in
you
Chicago,
stayed out toward the airport.
So my buddies that live in Arlington Heights, and they were incredibly excited. They both worked at the racetrack in high school. Two guys I think you would really enjoy.
Absolutely.
And they definitely want that.
Trent, that place was a palace.
Yes.
Arlington Park was a palace.
Now the Bears need to rebuild that thing and bring it back. But they were excited, obviously, with the things that were going to go along with it. And big game. Rent out the house for the weekend, and we can pay the mortgage for a half year.
Yes.
I mean, thinking about things like that.
I wonder how many people went that way and spent their money. I'm talking about in anticipation of that very thing, them moving to Arlington Heights, and now they're left with whatever.
My buddy is in investments. He works in the Loop, lives in Arlington Heights. He leaves every morning at
what time does he start work, first of all? Or he tries to get there?
Yeah. He leaves at 4:30 to get there by 6 o'clock.
God.
If he leaves after 5 o'clock, there are days he can't get there till 8. So that is kind of the sweet spot to be able to get there inside of an hour and a half. That's how early the day has to begin.
4:30 in the morning.
4:30 in the morning to get there. And then he's able to obviously bounce out middle of the afternoon and get back home before the backside of the rush hour traffic. And I'm going to guess he's not alone.
No, Trent, you've flown into O'Hare and stayed at the Loop or stayed down in that part. It's a nightmare. It's a big city.
It's a big city.
It's a big city.
And so when you asked the distance, well, the distance really isn't.
It's the traffic.
It's the traffic, and it's very dependent upon that. For people, though, from the western suburbs making their way to Hammond, you're going to be adding extra time.
Although more of a factor for a Monday night game. I mean, Sunday, there's just less traffic to begin with.
But there's always traffic in Chicago.
Oh, I know.
It's never smooth sailing, regardless of what you're doing over there.
Yeah.
I just can't get fired up about it. It doesn't upset me one bit. I don't live in Illinois. I hear about the politics. I really don't know the politics there. It sounds from the legislation down in Springfield, all the way up to Chicago and the mayor, and on and on and on. It's always, since I was a little kid, the mess over in Illinois.
Yeah, Chicago politics.
Yes.
Chicago politics.
Chicago and Illinois, the politics it has, at least from an outsider, a very, very bad kind of thought when you think about those kind of things. And now they've lost the Chicago Bears to a town just across the border.
And who was brought in to save not to save them, but certainly to find to
get the stadium built was Kevin Warren.
Right. And what is, so does he get to check this box? Because getting the stadium built, now you didn't tell me it had to be in Chicago.
Right. Yeah. And if the stadium's great and everything works out well, but you're also going to a city that does not have much infrastructure.
Trent, have you seen the picture of the road by where the stadium is? It's not, I'm looking out the window here at Grand Avenue. Grand Avenue is 2 lanes each way. It's 1 lane.
Right. Yeah.
And this road was put in by the looks of things, maybe the 50s, 60s.
Infrastructure is going to have to change.
Oh, you think?
Just a little bit to accommodate 70,000 people that are going to be there for games.
And all those light poles and everything like that.
Now, the good news from the Bears, they can build it however they want.
And when do they hope to play? Have you seen that? Is it 2030 what?
Well, Kevin Warren said he wanted shovels in the ground in 2022. And then he came back the next year and he said he wanted shovels in the ground in 23. And then he said 24. And then he said 25. And then he said 26. And who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I would guess from the Indiana perspective, because it's not just shovels in the ground, all that infrastructure.
Oh, Trent.
This is something that is going to take, I believe.
There is literally nothing there. Nothing.
But you can make it however
you can.
want.
I agree.
And it's going to be suites and club seats and all the like. And
how about the surrounding area and all that infrastructure? Like I'm saying, if somebody's smart, they would have bought up all that land, knowing you had a wink and the nod, perhaps, that this is where we're going.
And here we are.
And here we are. Fascinating story. I like you. I'm not. I like the way you put it. It's a television product to you, to me, as not Bears fans. Well, you are. But we'll see where it goes. I know there's going to be a lot of upset people. I think there's a lot of upset people. Just like you said, they tore down Arlington Park.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, it was absolutely pristine. Anyways, let's move on. A couple other topics. I do want to get to this. I meant to do it yesterday. I don't know why we didn't, but we got off on something. DraftKings put out 70 college football games of the year. Did you look at them?
I did not.
Thank God. Good.
Okay.
Let's get Devin in here, then we'll get back to where we're going. Hi, Devin. How are you?
I'm doing good, gentlemen. Happy Friday. It's been a while since I've talked to you guys.
Yes.
I wanted to talk about the Cubs game last night because I didn't tune in until Bottom of the eighth, Conforto was up to bat. He struck out. They were down 6-3.
Yeah.
I almost just shut it off immediately, and I'm just like, oh, yada, yada. Really resonated with me was, I mean, we talk about this all the time when it comes to Wrigley, but the crowd just came alive. And I think, if anything, that drove the team to do what they did. It was just base hit after base hit.
Yep.
Like, come on now. And then you got the middle infield with
2 men out.
making the mistake. Yeah, making the routine. They didn't make the routine plays. They were making mistakes on them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to sit here and say, like, oh, I'm rejuvenated about the Cubs winning. It's nice. It was so nice to sing the song again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I do.
And then one last thing, I'll let you go after this. A joke that I made with Lucas, I was texting him last night, was this all started with the Cubs going downhill when PCA got into it with that girl at the White Sox game.
You're right.
And so I made the joke that she was an industry plant planted by the Pope because he's a White Sox fan, and that's why the Cubs are out there.
Interesting theory, Devin. Interesting theory. Have a good weekend. Appreciate the call. I mean, you can point to that, and that's when the swoon started. Look, beat the Giants today. That was a nice win yesterday against the A's. They lost the series. 2-1 to Sacramento, but go out there and beat the Giants and maybe take a series from the Giants and turn things in the right direction. Good to see PCA got going. Swanson had a big hit, and hopefully he can build on that. I don't think he will.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
Right? But he needed that in the worst way. Nico Horner getting thrown out on the base pass in the ninth inning. That would be the kiss of death, but they found a way. As Cappy says, find a way to win a baseball game, and they did just that. So let's do this. Let's get to these games of the there's 71 games listed. I won't go through all of them,
okay.
But just a couple of them. 71 games. Iowa is only listed in one of them. I was surprised by that. Iowa State listed in one of them. It's the same one.
Okay.
It's the Cyhawk. But I was kind of surprised that Iowa Nebraska wasn't out there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Iowa and some of the heavy heads, unless I missed it, and I don't think so. There's none of those games that are listed. No Michigan, no Ohio State, no Washington, at least early in the schedule. There's some big games, obviously.
Yeah.
What would be the biggest?
Ohio State, Texas.
All right, let me get to that. What do you think the point spread is? That's early in the season. That's week 2.
That's
right?
week 2. That is down in Austin this season. The Buckeyes go down there, and Texas is favored by 2.5.
It's a pick 'em.
It's a pick 'em.
Yeah, it's a
okay.
pick 'em.
All right.
Yep.
I gave a little bit more to home field there, I guess.
Here's a good one. LSU
Mm-hmm.
going to Oxford, Mississippi to take on Ole Miss. Welcome home, Lane.
That is in Oxford. Rebels by 1.5.
You're right on the Gaziganheimer.
We're hot.
It's a nail on the head, that one. Notre Dame, North Carolina is going to be awful. Okay, Oklahoma, Texas, the Red River. What are we calling it this year?
It's a shootout, and it'll always be a shootout.
There you go.
In my mind.
Ditto.
The shootout is Texas by 6.5.
You're good. 6.
All right.
Georgia at Alabama. Let's see if you get this one right.
Okay, it's in Alabama. Alabama's had their number. Kirby still has an Alabama problem. Crimson Tide by 1.5.
Alabama gets 3.
Getting 3
at home.
Give me the field goal.
Matt Campbell is on the road to take on Kyle Whittingham, 2 coaches from the Big 12 going head to
Iowa
head.
State, Utah?
Utah. Penn State, Michigan.
Oh, in
Michigan.
in Ann Arbor, Penn State. Lot of Cyclones on that squad. Michigan, year number 2 for Bryce Underwood. I got the Wolverines by 5.5.
6.5. Pretty
Okay,
good.
all right.
Yeah, pretty
We're
good.
within a point, and the way we play it, that's a point for us.
Absolutely. This might be the game of the year. It's Ohio State and Indiana.
Ohio State at Indiana.
Do you think it's the game of the year?
I don't.
At this point,
I still have an Indiana
I'm with
problem.
you, Trent. I'm with you. I mean, we saw it with our own 2 eyes, but I'm with you.
I mentioned I was reading yesterday Bruce Feldman's piece, his updated post-spring, post-everything top 25, his June top 25, I guess. And I think he had the Hoosiers 1. He had him
Bill
6.
Bennett had him 1. Sporting News got him 1.
Yeah. I can't be there. Buckeyes 2.5.
Pick them.
All right. Well, that's an L.
Indiana, Michigan.
Indiana, Michigan in Ann Arbor.
Yes.
In Ann Arbor. That is the Hoosiers by 4.5.
6.5. That's an L. The cocktail party.
Cocktail party. Florida, new staff. Always trying. I'm grabbing the Gators, and I'm going to get 9.5.
Yeah, 12.5.
Whoa, boy, I'm getting a bundle.
Better. All right, let's go to the Holy War. BYU, Utah.
No
At
clue.
Utah.
Dampier's back for Utah.
Mm-hmm.
I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Bear Bachmeier's obviously back for BYU.
And he had a hell of a year last year.
Back-to-back double-digit win seasons for BYU. Can they make it 3 in a row? Are they trending back towards being a year-after-year top Big 12 team? Where's it at?
Utah.
At Utah, BYU by 3.5.
No, Utah 3.5.
Utah
3. Boy, November 7th's got some games. My God, November 7th's got some. Miami at Notre Dame.
Miami at Notre Dame. That's the Irish by 4.5.
7.
7.
A lot of the Irish love.
Whoa.
Alabama at LSU.
Alabama at LSU. LSU by 4.5.
4.
Okay. Got that one.
Is Alabama not supposed to be good apparently this year?
No, I was listening to VEASAN like a week ago, and one of their college football guys under everything. Under
Really?
Yeah, like he was.
And didn't Jabor just re-sign?
He did, yeah.
I mean, not that you can't get out from under it,
Exactly.
but
Yeah.
wow.
If he goes 7-5, he's gone.
Yeah.
If he goes 8-4, he's probably gone.
This is other than BYU Utah. I don't know why they put this game up as for a Big 12 game, because and I don't know how you bet it. I wonder if it's still up. Texas Tech at Oklahoma State.
Texas Tech at Oklahoma
Does that
State.
sound like one of the better games?
People love Oklahoma State.
I know they do.
They went out and got Mestemaker.
Yeah.
Obviously, the whole North Texas staff.
Yep.
They invested heavily in the portal.
So did Texas Tech.
They do every year.
Right.
People think Oklahoma State's, if you're looking for a dark horse,
that's who it would be.
Yeah, that would be a place.
Are they familiar with their conference record in the last 2 years? Whether they went 0 or 1?
Well, that guy's not there anymore.
That's true.
And they have a whole new roster.
Yeah.
And we've seen teams be able to do this.
Well, we got one north of us.
We got one.
We're rooting for them to be able to do it.
2 states east also that just won a national championship.
That's true.
And this is the new kind of way of doing things. Bring in a mid-major coach. And hey, by the way, bring all your guys with you. That might help us too. It is in Stillwater.
Yep.
I got Tech by 7.5.
15.5.
God, yeah. So not nearly as high at Oklahoma State as I thought, but yes.
No, but I've seen some of that love too.
Yep.
I have.
I really like Mestemaker.
Let me find another good game here. TCU, Texas State, Florida State.
Florida State in
Florida State.
All right, so we go to Tallahassee.
Yep.
I think both these teams are not going to be very good. Florida State by 2.5.
Where did it go?
It disappeared.
4.5. 4.5. All right, maybe my favorite uniform game of the entire year.
Okay.
USC UCLA.
Yes, when they both wear the homes.
And they always do, and they take the penalty, and I love it, and they decline it.
And they decline it the way it should be. This year it is in the Rose Bowl or the Coliseum?
It's in the Rose Bowl.
In the Rose Bowl, USC by 3.5.
USC by 11.5.
Wow.
Iron Bowl.
I have no clue about Auburn.
Apparently, they're not going to be very good. Alabama 10.
10.
All right, let's get to the big one. Michigan at Ohio State.
Buckeyes are favored by 9.5.
14.
14.
Mm-hmm. And if you're so inclined, you can jump aboard the Army-Navy game, right? How in the world do you bet that game? I bet any of these games now.
It's easy. Do your
well,
research.
you can.
Yeah. You just open up your app and you just hit fire. It's as simple as that anymore.
Navy 2.5.
Navy by 2.5.
So if you're so inclined, there's 71 of them listed at DraftKings.
So is the Iowa State line different?
Yes,
than
it
what
is.
It was at
you know
FanDuel?
what? I glossed over that. FanDuel was, what it was, 12.5?
It was 12.5.
It is different than that at DraftKings.
Okay,
yes.
And it is higher. It's 13.5.
It is not. It went the other way. It's 11.5.
11.5.
The money is pouring in on Iowa State.
Well, we don't know that. That just might have been their opener too.
It's true.
That could have been the case.
Uh-huh.
Well, as we speak of that, I do want to take a look now at FanDuel and see if we have seen any movement
An adjusted
in that
line
one.
there.
Yeah, if that has changed at all. NFL futures, CFL futures. No.
By the way, you'll be glad to know, listeners, and you've been waiting for a long time, that in the chicken coop, it's back.
Oh no, CFL has made
it's
it
back, baby.
We have Iowa Northern Illinois at FanDuel.
That's up.
It's up.
How many? 21.
You're a little light.
Really?
You're a lot of light. 30.5.
Jesus.
Don't you just blindly grab the Huskies at 30.5?
Yes. Yes.
Knowing absolutely nothing about them, right?
Right.
They're still at 12.5 at FanDuel, though juice now. Got to lay minus 122 if you're taking the Hawkeyes. So they are taking some Iowa money and the 12.5 in that one. Let's see if they have any more games of the year that FanDuel has added since those came out, 2 weeks ago?
How often do you use FanDuel? Is it becoming one of your go-tos?
No, it's down on the list, but from time to time. And as I've been using unjuiced, sometimes FanDuel has the best one. So
where you're looking for.
I'll open it up, but no, they have not added any more. Their game of the year, they got Ohio State by 11.5. Notre Dame against Miami, 6.5.
Yeah, there's 7 here.
Yep. So mostly in the same ballpark for the most part, but yeah.
And is Iowa, Nebraska listed on that?
Nope. Yeah, after the opening week of the season, they just have first 2 weeks. They just have a handful of games, maybe 5 or 6 is all that they have.
Okay. All right. 12:22. We'll get to Mike Palm coming up. More sports gambling talk with Mike Palm. What do you expect tonight in NBA in the game 2? I mean, we've all the stats been thrown out there ad nauseum. If you haven't heard it by now, you're not listening because there's never been a team that's fallen down 0-2. Both of those losses coming at home and come back to win a championship. This is in the championship I'm talking about. There's teams that have lost the first 2 and 1, but those 2 have not been at their house. They've been on the road. Spurs have to win tonight. Like Carolina had to win last night. Carolina did. Well, the Spurs. And the number overnight went up. It was 5.5 last night. Last I saw it, I got up this morning at 6.5.
Well, and it's really not surprising because if you look back historically at the NBA Finals, not just the zigzag theory, that makes a lot of sense. But just in the NBA Finals, I think dating back to 2019, the team that won the game, a lot of times that's the favorite, has also covered something like 80% of the time. It's very rare to see a team win but not cover. Right. It's either an outright upset or the team that is favored
covers and
coasts.
Yeah.
And you couple the zigzag with that betting trend, I can see why everybody, myself included, is going to be on the Spurs.
Are you going to be on the Spurs? Yeah. What kind of game does Wemby have to have?
I think it's more even dependent on the other guys.
Okay. Does he need to shoot 9 threes?
Probably not. But Champagne needs to knock down 3, 4, 5.
He did the other day.
Yeah, you need Vassell to step up.
Yeah.
Aaron Fox looked awful for long stretches of that game.
He did not have a good game,
to play at a high level.
He could make a shot.
To me, it's certainly for a home team, it's usually not about the star. It's about the role players. And not just getting a role player, but a couple. That's normally what you can get at home. And if that happens, I think the Spurs cruise, we're tied up at 1 and we go back and
Monday night, correct?
New York City.
Monday night.
Might be some dignitaries that are making their way there.
President Trump's going to be there.
That'll be interesting. There's going to be a lot going on, and it's New York City.
Yeah.
Finals for the first time since 1999. Facing their first championship since 1973. The New York Knicks.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite the season.
No, absolutely is. 12:25. We'll take a break. We'll head to Las Vegas. When we come back, Mike Palm, VP of Operations, he will join us at Circa Sports. Trends Plays of the Day coming up at the end of the show. They're also sponsored by Circa Sports. If you want to go to Circa Sports, head to KXNO.com now. You register to win and do that each and every day. It's the 25th anniversary silver ticket continues on. We are going to have a blast out in Las Vegas.
Always.
We always do. It's always fun. It truly is. I wish I could be there the whole time, but maybe better than I'm getting there late in the game.
Well, we might be a little bleary-eyed by the time you get to town.
That's the case. I hope you're just let's go for one more roundup. Miller and Condon underway on our Friday. Mike Palm next is the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
Get in on the action with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circa Sports Iowa is where the pros play. Enjoy the highest limits, lowest takeouts, and competitive betting menus. Download, fund, and bet from anywhere in Iowa. Circa Sports Iowa. Sports betting the way it should be. Download your new bookie today. Visit circasports.com. Must be over 21 and present in Iowa to bet. Have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival presented by Capital One.
This September, coming back to Las Vegas, streaming live on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Tickets go on sale Friday, June 12th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific through AXS.com.
But starting Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Capital One cardholders get first access to tickets and other exclusive offers for 48 hours only or while pre-sale tickets last. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details. What's in your wallet?
Well, Ken, we made it to the final of the winter sports seasons, ready for the championships in hockey and basketball. DraftKings Sports is live in all 50 states. Yes, that means you, Iowa. 2 teams left, 1 trophy. Every possession, every fourth quarter swing, every clutch shot. The DraftKings Sports app is now live in Iowa. So whether you're catching tip-off at home or Game 7 at the bar, you're in on every minute, every game, every moment, all in one app. Right here in Iowa, the finals are in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with code KXNO, spend $5 to get $200 in rewards guaranteed. That's code KXNO. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF. 21 plus. Iowa only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Hey, it's your old buddy TW from Tony Wink's Factory Outlet Fireworks in Winterset, your show building experts. Planning your fireworks show starts here at my store in Winterset, where you'll get the most boom for your buck. We know our product and we'll help you build on a budget that gets the best show on the block. This Saturday, come out to our open house and demo shoot. You can see them before you buy them and then save 30% on the entire store. This Saturday only at Tony Wink's Factory Outlet Fireworks in Winterset. I'm Tony Wink, and I got your boom boom.
Flowers fade, cards get tossed, but a personalized song? That lasts forever. Surprise someone you love with a custom song made just for them with Joybox. Visit joybox.studio to get started on your personalized song today. Don't just say I love you. Sing it with Joybox.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Ken and Trent are back in 60 seconds, right here on 106.3 KXNO.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
It's the French Open, where every point is a battle on clay. I'd know. I competed there for decades. Join me, Renee Stubbs, on the Renee Stubbs Tennis Podcast for no-nonsense breakdowns of the biggest matches, the toughest players, and the moments that define Roland Garros.
Listen, Elena Rybakina is arguably the best player in the world right now, and I actually can win on any surface.
Search the Renee Stubbs Tennis Podcast on iHeartRadio, America's #1 podcast network and the Webby Podcast Company of the Year.
Presented by Capital One, founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports.
You're listening to Miller and Condon. Defense in, wide open on 106.3 KXNO and the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
All right, 12:30. Welcome back, Miller and Condon, Iowa Sports Radio Network. Trent, Ken, with you until just before 2 o'clock. Trent's Plays of the Day coming up about 10 minutes or so before 2. Circa Sports sponsor those. We'll get to those. A lot of ground to cover with Mike. Obviously, the NBA, NHL. The Sacramento Waves are playing a series for the first time in Las Vegas coming up this week as well. Here is Mike Baum, VP of Operations at Circa Sports. Mike, Trent, Ken, as always, thanks for coming on. I want to start with you with next week with the A's playing a home series against the Brewers. Ballpark's in Summerlin, correct, Mike? Is that where it is the last maybe 6 or 7 years? Didn't they move to Summerlin?
Yeah, so it's a really nice park, and if you know Las Vegas a little bit, it's right up by Red Rock Casino or downtown Summerlin, and it sits right adjacent to City National Arena, which is the home of the Knights. It's their practice facility, and of course, a lot of the youth organizations play there, and UNLV plays their home games there as well.
How much buzz around that, if any? I mean, I know they're going to get there eventually, but the fact that and it's the Brewers, their first place team, I'm not sure what kind of draw they will be, but is there any? I mean, there's so many big events in Las Vegas. Where does this one rank on the buzz meter? As we get closer to it.
We're hearing good buzz. I'm going to, I think, try to go Monday and Wednesday. We did a promotion in Waukegan. Where you earned raffle tickets for every $100 you bet on Major League Baseball. And we are bringing a group of 20 folks out from Waukegan to go to the game on Monday. They arrive on Sunday and stay a couple days at Circa. And, of course, the Waukegan is very close to the Wisconsin border, and typically up there,
sure,
they get more Brewers fans and it's a shorter drive from the communities in southern Wisconsin than it is downtown Chicago to get up there, especially with traffic. So that's a good thing too. So, a good part of the excitement is obviously the opponent, as you said, it's the first place Brewers.
Speaking of Chicago, some news today as the Hammond, Indiana agreement looks like it's coming very close to the finish line for the Chicago Bears. Your takeaway, a guy that obviously grew up keeping a very close eye on Chicago sports there in Dubuque, and thoughts as they move across the border to Hammond?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that the Bears want to go to Hammond, but the way they play this, look, everybody says they can't believe Kevin Warren couldn't get a deal done with with Arlington or with the state or with the city. Kevin Warren was a total failure as the commissioner of the Big Ten. I don't understand the big surprise here. He was awful.
Yeah.
And he's been awful as the president of the Bears. Couldn't happen. I mean, I lived in Northwest Indiana for 6 years. I lived in Munster and Highland and Portage for a time, and I know the area. It's not like they're going to, it's not like they're going to Indianapolis. I mean, It's still a 40-minute drive for most people, which, with getting in and out of Soldier Field, it took longer than that. But I'm not convinced. If you ask me to say I bet even money that the Bears are going to be playing in Hammond in 3 years, I don't think I'd make that bet.
Yeah, that's interesting, Mike, because we're starting to see a lot of pushback from people in Chicago that say it's time for the legislature to come back to work because they adjourned without getting anything accomplished, and now that's been put on the table, we'll see if that moves them or not. But
they did this, Kenny. They did the same thing. They adjourned when the White Sox needed a new park too, and they adjourned and came back and still got the deal done. But the Bears didn't even go down to Springfield for this session. Like, if they had to have a deal, why wouldn't have been any of the representatives of the Bears down there when the legislature was still in session? This has been totally mismanaged from the beginning.
Nope, no doubt. Let's talk hockey. We'll get to the NBA Game 3 tonight, etc. We got to do some World Cup as it's about to start as well. But I thought Vegas was the better team all night last night for the most part. I mean, for the majority of the game, they outplayed Carolina. Your thoughts on Game 2? And I guess now we have a series, though. I still like VGK to win it all, but Carolina did what they needed to do.
Yeah, I still think VGK in 6, but it's a close series, and I think the games are going to be close. They're very similar teams. I do think that Las Vegas has a slight advantage in goal of Carter Hart over Anderson, although I thought Anderson played his best game of the playoffs last night in that game. And I mean, obviously, if that goal goes in with 5.5 minutes to go, maybe I'm not saying that.
Right.
I think VGK has probably been the better team in 4 of the 6 periods so far. But I mean, 1-1 is not in totally unjust result heading back to Vegas. I don't understand the whole mechanics of how that goal and the challenge by Tortorella worked. I mean, everybody thought that they were challenging whether the whistle blew.
Right.
And if the referees had said, "Look, I lost sight of the puck," and I blew the whistle or I intended or whatever, and then it wouldn't even be reviewable, right?
Mm-hmm.
But nobody talks about that on the ice they ruled interference. They never said that.
I never heard it.
Both officials went over and talked to Tortorella. So I meant they must have explained that to him, and he was challenging no interference, which I frankly think there was no interference. The puck was loose. You can hit a loose puck with your stick. The interference is the stick, but the interference is the stick knocking it out of a glove. It wasn't in Anderson's glove. And I thought Mark Messier between the end of the third and the overtime when they were talking to Dave Jackson was very on point about the call and of course Dave Jackson won't take a stand on anything.
He is awful, Mike. That's the interference that I feel. I feel my game viewing is interfered with every time they go to Dave Jackson. He has never said anything once that's any controversy. Have an opinion, Dave. That's what you're there for.
He won't pick a side. Everything is, well, that's a tough call. That's really too close to call. It could go either way. The one time that he said something and the call went against him, remember, was the double review in the Montreal game where it was a goal and then it wasn't a goal and it crossed the plane, but then it was interference. And he kept saying it didn't cross the plane. It didn't cross the plane. And then they said it did cross the plane. And then, of course, then it was re-challenged. But then he said, oh, they must have other angles than us. What are you talking about, Dave Jackson? ABC has all the angles that Toronto has. The folks are seeing the same thing. He is such a waste of time. It's incredible.
No, it truly is.
Well, speaking of waste of time, the World Cup. No, I'm just joking. I enjoy the World Cup. It's a once every 4 year sport for me. Maybe I'll watch a little bit of the Euros, but I'm not into the Premier League, anything like that. I'm very much a casual when it comes to the World Cup, and I'll get excited. But boy, the buzz. I thought when this was announced years ago that the World Cup was coming to North America, that the buildup was going to be immense. That has not been the case at all. I don't think Ken and I have talked a minute about the World Cup. There just is no buzz. How about you guys? How are you guys feeling it in Vegas? And what do you anticipate the sportsbook's going to look at Circa? Not when Mexico or the U.S. is playing, but when we get South Korea, Czechia, when we got Canada against Bosnia. What are we going to see for those kind of matches?
Well, I think USA, Mexico, maybe a little, because we have all these Canadians coming with this net power program.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
England a little bit to some extent, and some of the South American teams will create a little bit of buzz. You're right. It's not as much as I expected, although we're planning a bunch of activities because, as you know, Bill Foley, who owns the Knights, owns Bournemouth of the Premier League. So he's doing a lot of things and co-sponsoring some different events. There's the one USA game. They've got a bunch of former Bournemouth players coming, and the Bournemouth board and all that coming, and they're doing a whole day of celebration before the game. So I have to tell you, I bet soccer every day, and I have Christopher Sullivan on my program tomorrow on The Score on Palm Saturdays. He was a Maul and I soccer guest when we had the show on VSiN. He's a former U.S. men's national team player, and he's been an analyst for Fox at BN for 30 years. He is such a great guest. My prep work for World Cup started yesterday because I have to interview him tomorrow. I just have not done. My prep work's all been on club teams, right, and handicapping until we got to the end of Champions League and the races as they came to an end in the different big leagues. So I'm doing all my work now so I can ask him intelligent questions.
Did you find something to bet on? Is there one of the groups you like better than the other, or a champion? Or what? How do you approach betting this, Mike?
I generally, maybe I make a few group bets. I generally don't bet to win. I try to handicap game to game, and really look at totals or look at different situations. I remember I wrote 4 years ago, VSiN had a World Cup betting guide, and I wrote one of the first, front articles for it. And it was about situationally playing end game totals and giving criteria of situations when to make a bet, right? And however it came out, I think there were something like 17 circumstances where it came about, and then 14 of the 17, my theory was correct. A lot of it has to do with red cards. And when teams get red cards, how the market doesn't react enough to how that affects totals. But I do more of that stuff than teams. I might try to find a team that is thought to be the third or fourth team under the group to advance to be one of the top two. I think Morocco is a very, very good defensive team. And so far in the research I've done, it's one team I'm going to look at betting opportunities on. Nobody in Africa has been able to score against them. And the other one is Ecuador, who is very good defensively and has basically their whole defense is made up of players that play in the elite leagues in Europe.
And this event goes for about a month, right? Isn't it a month before they'll?
And they have 48 teams instead of 36, and so you have some really bad teams. You know, just like the NCAA men's tournament, adding 8 teams. That just means eight bad teams get in, right? That wouldn't have been in before. This is you add 12 teams, you're going to have some really bad teams in this that would have never thought about playing in a World Cup.
Let's do the NBA series first before we get into the game tonight. What did you see prior to game one? Did you need a side in this series? Are you upside down on San Antonio or on the Knicks, either one of those two?
Well, because of the future book, we need the Knicks, but it's all Knicks money. So, I mean, we're good. It's getting closer to even by the way it's going. And the Knicks, what would have been a bad result on San Antonio and a good result on the Knicks might come close to being pretty much a wash if the Knicks keep winning, because there's a lot of Knicks love. The look-ahead line for us before Game 6 in San Antonio of the Western Conference Finals, we had I think OKC minus 290 against the Knicks, and we had San Antonio 235. And then we opened San Antonio 220, and it closed 190, and now it's Knicks minus 130.
Interesting how quickly that has changed, and even leading into it. And Ken and I said we both like the Knicks, even at the price that was better, obviously, before the finals began, before we found out their opponent. But even at plus 170 when that thing began, definitely like the Knicks side. Zigzag theory tonight. I think everybody's jumping aboard, and plus everybody that feels like they win the game in the conference final or in the NBA finals, they've also covered the point spread regardless of what that number is. What are you seeing tonight? A heavy action on the Spurs?
And we're seeing the zigzag theory. You're exactly right here. Although there'll be some, as we get closer to game time, it's a lot of, it's more balanced of fans. You know, it was all San Antonio as opposed to OKC. There's obviously more Knicks fans, so it's more balanced out. So I think we might see some late public Knicks money tonight. I don't know how you can argue with anything the Knicks have done. Yeah. I mean, they won 12 in a row. Their 2 losses were by 1 point. Both in games they looked like they were in control with 4 minutes to go against the Hawks. It's just been an amazing run. You're down 14 off rust in San Antonio in the third, and you come back and really, I thought, controlled the fourth quarter. Nothing easy for Wemby. They're getting great contributions. They're getting great contributions from their role players. It's really amazing.
Did you watch the Fever last night?
I did, and I bet. So the Dream are the worst first half team in the league. They're just such a slow starting team. So I bet Fever -1 in the first half, and then I bet Dream plus 110 to win the game. But no, the Fever played. They had to bounce back after those 2 horrific games on the road, and then of course there's so much that it's a circus. This team is a circus. When I turn on my Twitter feed, I have more stuff about the Fever and Caitlin Clark than I do about all other sports.
Yep, it's amazing. Yeah, it truly is. Good stuff, Mike Palm, VP.
Do we have a minute?
Yeah,
I just want to talk about. I don't think enough people. Maybe I'm not there, so I don't. Athlete out of Dowling Catholic in the last 10 years. It's not. This girl has won 2 national titles, and by the way, it's the first time ever that a female has won the most outstanding player of the World Series twice in their career. It's an amazing story.
But you know why, Mike, people are not talking about it here in West Des Moines, the state of Iowa?
We're not better?
No, she didn't play high school.
Oh.
She only played for her club team. She did not play for the Dowling Catholic Maroons. And for myself and a lot of people out there, A, I don't like it. And secondly, you don't have that connection. And I think that's the big reason for it, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not know that. Yep. I did not know that. I know I saw her. They had pictures on of her playing, early basketball and volleyball or whatever, and all that. So I did not know that.
Good stuff, Mike. Have a great weekend. Talk to you next Friday. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yep. Good to talk to Mike Palm, VP of Operations at Circa Sports. And I looked at you. I went, who?
Well, I know you were not watching the softball national championship.
No, it was not. I know that Patrick and Brittany Mahomes were.
Yes, absolutely.
I saw pictures of them in a suite last night.
White Chocolate reclused himself. He was becoming too much of a story.
Was he?
So, yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you missed a lot. This softball tournament, it was great. You had White Chocolate getting ejected from a game at his alma mater after his daughter began her career there, transferred to Texas Tech. She gets punked 5 times against her former team. That was back in the Super Regionals. Then you have a Tennessee player, formerly, that transferred to Texas Tech. Then there was a big skirmish.
No, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that on the Twitter.
There was a lot there.
Huh.
Plus, it's softball. It's entertaining.
Yeah.
It was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. And my daughter liked to watch it too. So that definitely helps.
All right, take time out. Before we do so, let's line up 4 of you right now. If you've not played the Chicken Coop promotion in the last 30 days, you are eligible to do so. We'll give you the games or the props. You give us the answer. You get the most right. $50 gift certificate from any of the 3 Chicken Coops. The runner-up gets 20 wings. 515-284-5966. First 4 callers, 515-284-5966. Miller and Condon, Iowa Sports Radio Network.
Get in on the action with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circa Sports Iowa is where the pros play. Enjoy the highest limits, lowest takeouts, and competitive betting menus. Download, fund, and bet from anywhere in Iowa. Circa Sports Iowa. Sports betting the way it should be. Download your new bookie today. Visit circasports.com. Must be over 21 and present in Iowa to bet. Have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
48 countries.
Only one winner.
iHeartRadio and Fox Sports are bringing you every match of FIFA World Cup 2026.
Live. Every unforgettable moment wherever you are. Lock in your preset now on the free iHeartRadio app.
The world will be listening.
If Twisted Tea was your best friend, they'd start a dance party in the supermarket that turns into a pool party at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea is smooth, refreshing, and always fun. Twisted Tea Hard Ass Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Good things come in 4s. Like ukulele strings. Boy band members. And PayPal Pay in 4. No fees, no interest, no impact on your credit score. Just the flexibility to pay the way that works for you. Strum it, hum it, pay it in 4. Download the PayPal app to get started. Subject to approval. Learn more at paypal.com/payin4. PayPal Inc. NMLS 910457.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're not feeling right, you shouldn't ignore it. Treat it, but treat it your way. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence and your comfort and put you back in control. Because at UCI, you'll get personalized treatment based on you and nobody else. You deserve a clear plan, a private tailored experience, and judgment-free care. That's UCI. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. That's iowauro.com.
Quick question. Want to go to Vegas with KXNO? We're giving away the Circa Silver Anniversary Experience. Flights, Circa Hotel, food money, stadium swim, sportsbook VIP access, and nights out with the KXNO crew. All for one lucky winner and a guest. And 5 more winners still get the Vegas hookup. You've got until June 28th to enter. Don't hear about it later. Be there. Only from KXNO and Circa.
Sign up now at KXNO.com. If you're thinking about upgrading your HVAC system, Green's Appliance Heating and Cooling is turning up the value. For a limited time, when you purchase a new qualifying HVAC system, you'll receive a free water heater included. That means improved comfort, better efficiency, and dependable hot water, all in one smart upgrade. Professional installation, trusted local technicians, and comfort you can count on. Don't miss this limited time offer. Call Greens today or schedule online at greensahc.com.
At the Chicken Coop, we're starting from scratch. That's right. We're dropping some new recipes along with your favorites, and they're all made from scratch.
Boneless wings and chicken tenders made from scratch when you order.
Get your spice on with our new Nashville hot chicken sandwich.
Or our new buffalo chicken sandwich.
Both made from scratch.
Don't forget our wings, made with 12 different sauces that are, you guessed it, made from scratch.
The Chicken Coop has the best chicken and is made from scratch in our kitchen.
Stop in or order online today.
Do you remember the last walk-off homer to win the World Series? It's been a while, but the answer is 1993. Do you know when Wolf Roofing started roofing houses? That's right, 1993. Wolf Roofing has been around for a long time. For your next roofing project, put the experience of Wolf Roofing on your side. Find them on the web at wolfroofing.net or give them a call at 515-225-8866 or online wolfroofing.net.
Ken Miller, Trent Condon, Miller and Condon on 106.3 KXNO and the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
Too many uncertainties.
All right, Miller and Condon, welcome back. Final couple of minutes here for first hour of the program. Chicken Coop, 3 locations, Central Iowa. In Ankeny, just northwest of the DMAC campus on Oral Labor. The original, 60th and Ashworth in West Des Moines, and in Urbandale, 12-7-25 Meredith. We'll give you the games. You give us the answer. You get the most right. You'll get a $50 gift certificate to use at any one of the 3 chicken coops. The runner-up gets 20 wings. The tiebreaker for all of you, Shane, Matt, Christian, and Todd in that order. Total points. The CFL Week 1 tonight. Regular season. It's underway. Calgary and Winnipeg. Stampeders versus the Bombers. Total points closest without going over.
Get your tickets now.
I don't think you can. They're sold out.
Sold out? Really?
Sold right out.
I didn't have that.
Let's get the do you like the over or the under, more importantly? Yeah.
No clue.
Give some thought, don't you?
Coin flip.
Hi, Shane. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing okay. Let's get into this. Here we go. The Spurs are a 6.5-point favorite tonight over the Knicks.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Which one? Taking the Spurs or the Knicks?
Spurs. Yep.
Spurs given 6.5. Renegade's the favorite in the Belmont. Does he finish first or second?
Second.
Well, yeah. So yes, the answer would be yes. Okay. Game 3.
Yep.
Carolina at Las Vegas. Who wins? NHL.
Las Vegas.
Roki Sasaki. Have I got the name right? Roku Sasaki.
Well, I think he had it closer the first time.
Sasaki, the Dodgers starting pitcher. Over, under 16.5 outs for him tonight.
Under.
And the tiebreaker, closest without going over. How many points both teams, Calgary versus Winnipeg in the CFL Week 1?
26.
Thank you, Shane. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep. Good to hear from you. Matt's up next. Hi, Matt.
Hello. How's it going?
Good. Spurs give 6.5 to the Knicks.
Knicks.
Renegade, does he finish first or second in the Belmont?
No.
Hurricanes at VGK. Game 3 tomorrow night in Vegas. Who do you have?
Vegas.
Dodgers tonight. Their starting pitcher. How about that, Trent? Sasaki, over 16.5 outs. Over, under 16.5 outs for Sasaki tonight versus the Angels.
Over.
Here's the tiebreaker. Total points, Calgary at Winnipeg. Closest without going over.
51.
51 for you. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Christian is with Miller and Condon. Christian, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good. Spurs, a 6.5-point favorite over the Knicks.
Oh, we're taking the Knicks.
Renegade, will he finish first or second in the Belmont tomorrow?
No.
Hurricanes at Las Vegas. Who wins game 3?
The Knights.
The Knights for you. Sasaki, over, under 16.5 outs tonight versus the Angels.
Under.
Calgary at Winnipeg. Total points. Closest without going over tiebreaker.
31.
31. Thanks, Christian. Enjoy the weekend.
You as well.
Thank you. And Todd brings it to a close. Hi, Todd.
Hey, Ken. Hey, real quick before we start, best of luck in retirement. You've been good to listen to for 30 years.
Thank you, Todd. I appreciate
retirement.
I thank you, and I appreciate the kind words. Spurs minus 6.5 versus the Knicks.
Spurs.
Does Renegade finish first or second?
Nope.
Hurricanes at Golden Knights. Who wins game 3?
Vegas.
Sasaki over under 16.5 outs?
Over.
Calgary, Winnipeg, total points closest without going over, Todd.
35.
35. Todd, enjoy the weekend. Thank you.
You too.
Yep, good to hear from you. And good to hear from the Chicken Coop. 3 locations.
Everybody's on the Golden Knights.
Are they? Carolina, here we come. Hour 2 coming up next. Miller and Condon, Iowa Sports Radio Network. NBA Finals, Trent, the winter sports are coming to an end. The NBA Finals are in full swing, and the intensity is not letting up. And with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, your winnings get a boost each and every single day, all finals long. Bet player props, bet live from the opening tip to the final possession. Every bucket, every dime, every clutch takeover matters. And DraftKings Sportsbook keeps boosting you all the way through. All DraftKings customers can enjoy a profit boost every single day throughout the finals. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code KXNO to claim your profit boost. That's code KXNO to get a boost every day of the NBA Finals. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF. 21 plus, Iowa only. Eligibility and restrictions apply. One profit boost per customer per day. NBA playoff bets only. Bet restrictions apply and vary when offered. Max bet and boost vary. Boost only applies to winnings and expires at the ends of the last NBA game each day. See terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Are you looking to upgrade your curb appeal? TNT Landscaping and Nursery is your trusted partner of more than 35 years in Ankeny and the Metro for all your landscaping needs. Browse 5 full acres of trees, plants, and shrubs, their huge nursery selection, and all the landscaping hard goods to get the project done. Hawkeyes Barbecue, also there, and it's a griller's paradise. Visit TNTlandscaping.com for details or stop in at 1313 Southwest Ordnance Road in Ankeny. Tell them Heather sent you in.
Maybe you're thinking about franchising your business or purchasing a franchise. There's an experienced and trustworthy franchise lawyer right in your backyard. Don't waste your time searching for a lawyer out of state when Rush Niggett is here and ready to help your business.
Hi, I'm Rush. I've specialized in business and franchise law for the past 25 years. I don't just want to be your lawyer. I want your business to succeed as much as you do.
Your business needs Rush. Visit his award-winning blog at rushonbusiness.com. It's good to have Rush on your side.
Your mower needs a tune-up, but hauling it across town, that's not ideal. Clive Power Equipment's new mobile service program takes care of that. Our technicians come right to your driveway with everything they need to get your equipment running like new. Mowers, snow blowers, handheld equipment, all major brands, flat rate pricing, and great customer service you would expect from Clive Power. Book online anytime at clivepowerequipment.com or call 515-279-2296. Clive Power Equipment. We come to you.
There's just something about a night at the ballpark. Good baseball, good company, and time together with the people you care about. That's what you'll find when you go to an Iowa Cubs game. Bring your family and friends and enjoy the sights and sounds of the game inside Principal Park. Every pitch, every cheer, every moment feels like summer. Come see the stars of the future and be part of a tradition that's been bringing people together for generations. Tickets are waiting for you at iowacubs.com.
At Golden Rule Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, we are your trusted partner in all electrical needs. Did you know as a $99 Gold Club member, we always come to your home for free? Whether it's an emergency or you just want to have a conversation, we always come out for free. Wish you had dimmer switches, more outlets, can lights, or ceiling fans? The $99 Gold Club membership. Go to goldenrollphc.com.
We obey the rules to live by. Golden Rule Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling.
Falcon Stadium hosts a historic America 250 celebration on Saturday, June 20th. Experience PBR Space Cowboys, presented by the United States Space Force. Family-friendly fan zones, military tributes, flyovers, parachute landings, and a spectacular drone finale. Enjoy a live concert with Grammy Award winner Tim McGraw and multi-platinum artist Chris Jansen. Tickets on sale now at PBR.com.
This July 4th, come celebrate at America's Block Party, hosted by America 250. America's Block Party is a can't-miss 4th of July concert happening at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. Experience music performances from major artists, patriotic tributes, and the kickoff to Giving Forth, helping to make July 4th the largest day of giving in American history. It's more than just fireworks. Learn more about this landmark celebration at america250.org.
After a rough Iowa winter, your roof took a beating. Don't wait for leaks. Get your free inspection and estimate from Wolf Roofing. We'll make sure your home is ready for spring and beyond. Find them online, wolfroofing.net. Wolf Roofing, strong roofs, done right.
KXNO AM Des Moines, KXNO FM Ankeny, KKDM HD2 Des Moines. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, sports talk, and podcasts. Guaranteed human. Miller and Condon on 106.3 KXNO is sponsored by TC Sports LLC.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. For most of this postseason, the Spurs have gotten contributions from everybody. Julian Champagny had his breakout game Wednesday night. Dylan Harper's coming out party has lasted nearly the entire playoffs. Devin Vassell has delivered big moments, and Stephon Castle has stepped up when his number was called. Depth is a big reason San Antonio's in the finals, but once you reach this stage, role players can only carry you so far. At some point, your highest paid players have to take over. That's where the spotlight shifts to De'Aaron Fox. He is making under $50 million a year, but through one game of the finals, he is MIA, waiting for a signature Fox performance. And against a Knicks team loaded with talent and depth, you need your stars to produce. Spurs have gotten big momentum burst from everybody else. Now it's time for the stars to step up and act like stars. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. These days, everybody's searching for ways to save on insurance, scrolling comparison sites, digging through tips, chasing deals. But Liberty Mutual makes it simple. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance to save you money. And when you bundle, those savings really start to come through. It's insurance built for real people with a team that helps you keep what matters most, money. No hassle, just confidence that your coverage is customized with savings in mind. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local independent agent. LinkedIn is pretty amazing at helping you grow your small business. They can't stop your new clients from emailing you at 3 a.m., though. They can help you sell, they can help you market, and they can help you hire in one place. They cannot help you be in 3 places at one time, though. And while they can't help you organize your calendar, LinkedIn can help you land more clients so you have a calendar to organize. Grow your small business at LinkedIn. Learn more at linkedin.com/Dan Patrick Show.
Congratulations to KXNO on their silver anniversary and 25 years on the air in Iowa, being the home of sports talk radio.
We're giving you a chance to experience everything Circa has to offer with a trip along with your favorite KXNO personalities.
The next KXNO Silver Ticket Tour will bring you to Las Vegas and Circa for 4 days, 3 nights. Go to KXNO.com to sign up and have a chance to experience Circa with KXNO and the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
And we hope to see you soon at Circa.
Live from the TNT Landscaping and Nursery Studios, you're listening to 106.3 KXNO. 106.3 KXNO. Ken Miller, Trent Condon. This is Miller and Condon on the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
Hour number 2, Miller and Condon. Welcome back, Iowa Sports Radio Network. Our final hour of the week. Coming up off the bench, 2 until 5. Sean and Lucas. Overtime Iowa 5 until 6 o'clock. Still to come, Travis Hines covers Iowa State for the Des Moines Register. Columnist for the Des Moines Register. He'll join us at 1:25 Trent's Plays of the Day. Circa Sports sponsor those. Let's talk some Hawks. Tom Kakert joins us. Tom, Trent, and Ken. Are you convinced, before we get into Iowa, are you convinced that the Bears, it's fait accompli, that they're moving across state lines to Indiana? I am not. Are you?
I'm not, and I hope not.
Right.
As a Bears fan, I hope not, because although, someone will point out the Giants and the Jets play in New Jersey. Yeah. So, I tend to think that's a little bit different, but that's just me.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. I think that this is we'll see. If there was odds at the Condon Casino,
yes,
I would be. I'd be taking that they'll stay in Illinois. Anyways,
I'll give you 4-1.
You would give me? You think it's done?
It's over.
Whoa, I might take you up on that. 4-1 lunches.
All right.
I'm starting to make some sense. Let's talk all things Iowa. Tom Kakert. Let's start football wise as we draw closer and closer to that season. Though it does seem like it's a long way off at this point. I was surprised. DraftKings came out with their games of the year and put point spreads up for 71 of them. I'm surprised that Cyhawk was the only one listed. I've got it's daunting at times. But I think that this is maybe one of the better schedules from, fan perspective as I was having sometime, Tom.
Yeah, I do too. And, that you would think one of those in that stretch of at Michigan, Ohio State, at Washington would have peaked in there. But so far not out there yet. Or, you get an Iowa, Minnesota or something like that.
Right, Nebraska at the end of the year. Yes.
Yeah. You think that you get one of those in there, but I guess what did they have the Cyhawk? Is it still 12.5?
No, it's 11.5 at DraftKings. Trent, did you say it went up, Trent?
Still 12.5 at FanDuel, but if you're going to take the Hawks, you're going to lay the juice of -122 on Iowa.
Yeah, so it's
getting close to 13.
Mm-hmm. We'll see where it ends up. Tom, Trent and I talked about this earlier. I want you to get your opinion too. And I think it's just because we're not used to Indiana being very good. We're both back in the same way we were last year. Yes, we saw them play 2 years ago, and they gave Notre Dame a game on that Friday night in the Flurries, which was just a pristine environment, at least on television, to watch. And we saw what they did last year, obviously. Are you convinced that the beat goes on for Indiana this year?
I'm not convinced that it's national title, and I'm not even convinced they make the playoff. Why should we doubt Signetti anymore? But I think some of that is he's had really veteran teams the first 2 years, and guys that have been a lot of guys that were with him at JMU and everything. And now it's kind of a different makeup, and I'm just not so sure they're as good or going to be as good as they have been. And the schedule is going to be a little more challenging too. I think, not the first three, obviously, because Indiana plays.
Yeah.
Cognetti is not hiding his agenda. He is going to play tomato cans in those first three games, as long as they'll allow him to do that. But the Big Ten schedule may be a little bit more challenging. Maybe they'll make the playoff. Maybe they'll end up 10-2. We'll see. But maybe 11-1. Maybe they go 12-0 again. But I'm not as big of a Josh Huber fan as some people are. I think he turns it over too much, and so we'll see. We'll see what happens.
You mentioned how old Indiana was the last couple of years. That is not going to be the case for this Iowa team, and they got guys that have played, but just the lack of leadership up front. It goes kind of hand in hand. We got a big recruiting weekend. I'm going to ask you about that a little bit later on, coming up, and just about the volume of guys. But that leadership component, I just keep coming back to it because Kirk loves talking about veterans, about seniors, about leaders. And this is a very young team for Iowa standards. Is there anything that they can do off-season wise to alleviate it? Plus, you're going into a season without a starting quarterback, not knowing who that's going to be. That's another one of those leadership things, Sam.
It is. It is probably the most lacking in terms of just like known leaders of a Ferentz team for quite a while. I mean, there's only 10 seniors on the team, and probably about, 6 of the 10 are not probably going to play a ton, I would guess. Maybe we'll see what happens with some of the guys, but just not a lot of guys that have logged a lot of miles at all. And that's going to be a challenge for them, just in terms of who are those guys that they're going to lean on. I can see Zach Lutmer emerging as a leader, just talking to him. He's more talking like a leader, but who's that guy on offense? I thought it was interesting that they put both quarterbacks on the leadership council. It's the ultimate hedging of the bet type thing, where they put both guys on there. But I don't know who that natural leader is. Is it going to be Trevor Lauk? Maybe. Pieper is really quiet.
Is
he's
he?
not one of those talkative guys that, I wouldn't say shy, but, is it Ostrenga that, a tight end? But there's just a lot of young players that are going to have to mature quickly because, as we know, the toughest part of this Iowa schedule is in the first 6 games.
Yep. Yeah, no doubt about it. And when it comes to that leadership, I'm anxious to see who Kirk decides to take with him to media days.
I brought that up on the message board.
And what was the
recently,
consensus? Was there, were people all over the place?
Yeah, kind of. I threw out like probably Lauk and Lutmer, but I could see him taking Pieper too. But then who is that third guy? Is it going to be a Deshaun Lee, or it's somebody that was on that leadership council for sure? Is it an Addison Ostrenga? Is it somebody else? I'm not sure who that's going to be at this point. Is it a Jaden Montgomery? Eventually, I think he might be one of those guys that they take along with them because he's a good talker. He's a good natural leader. His dad, Jerry Montgomery, was a great leader for Iowa football in the past when he played at Iowa. So I would lean probably towards Jaden Montgomery, but I think Lutmer is definitely going, and either Lauk or Pieper.
So we do know that leadership council, both quarterbacks are on it, and I'm not saying that either one of them is going, but wouldn't that be something? Of those two, who's the better soundbite, Heklinski or Brown?
Heklinski will give you more, less cliched, I guess would be the right word, or just kind of Hank's kind of safer. He's going to talk in the one day at a time, that sort of stuff. He's going to nuclear it a little bit. Teach him how to say it the right way, and he'll say it. But Heklinski can get pretty honest sometimes, so I would think he'd be more interesting to cover for sure.
Wanted to get a look at this weekend coming up for recruiting. Already have 10 commitments here, and because of the lack of seniors, there's not a whole lot of scholarships. You couple it with the transfer portal, you feel like, well, you want to hold some spots open for guys in the portal too and augment that roster going into 27. So what's the number you think that Iowa football is looking at for this recruiting class, and of the guys that are remaining on their list, how hard are they going to be pushing this weekend? And is there a name or two that we should keep our eye on?
I would guess they probably want to get to around 16. That would be my gut call, that 15, 16 that they're going to get to, and then kind of just shut it down a little bit because, like I mentioned earlier, you only got 10 seniors, and you'll have some attrition for sure. Couple guys that I would watch: 4-star offensive lineman Kyler Kuhn out of the Kansas City area. He seems like he's kind of out of central casting for Iowa offensive lineman. Tough, rugged, 6'2.5", 6'3" kid, interior lineman, wrestling background. He just kind of screams Iowa football. But he's looking at Mizzou, going to take a visit there, and Nebraska. That is if he doesn't commit before then. So he's one of the guys that I've got my eye on as a potential commit. And Daryl Flemster, who's a cousin of Desmond King.
Oh.
And he's a 3-star defensive back out of Michigan. And he's an interesting guy. He kind of jumped in there now late to schedule his visit. He's got Iowa and Illinois the next 2 weeks. So I know a lot of people think that perhaps he's a guy that could commit this weekend. There's a Caleb Johnson visiting this weekend, but not that Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson, offensive lineman, a 4-star kid from Indiana. It might be Iowa and Indiana for him. So Iowa's going to try and pry him away from the Hoosiers. Another 4-star that's in, Daniel Ubit, who is a defensive back out of Oklahoma. Right now leaning towards Minnesota, but Iowa just added him to their list recently, so they're trying to get him in. So definitely it looks like Phil's trying to add some defensive backs, particularly corners, in this group. And then like you said, Trent, they've got 10 commits already, including Cooper DeJean's brother, Jax DeJean.
Got the 10 guys that are coming on campus, and this normally was towards the end of June, but with the calendar now pushing it up, and we go to the beginning of June for that. Well, earlier this week, Iowa football had a visitor on campus, a top 100 kid nationally, a wide receiver that is a 4-star out of the high school ranks. What is going on over there? And does Iowa really have a chance to get a wide receiver like that?
Yeah, Chad Simmons, who covers recruiting for us at Rivals and on 3, did a story with Lawrence Britt, 6'2", 180-pound wide receiver from Memphis. He's friends with the quarterback commit, Santa Vienes, and so they're both from the same area. So Iowa kind of jumped in there, but boy, there's some competition. I mean, he's looking at Florida and Texas Tech and those schools. So, Iowa's at least put a good foot forward with the kid, and we'll see what happens with him. But definitely at least somebody to continue to monitor as he continues to tour the Southeast is all of his agenda now, I think.
Tom, switching, are you done with football, TC? Switching to basketball. The women announced that they're going to play Vanderbilt over in Sioux City. That's the same day as Creighton, Iowa, and Des Moines, right?
Yep.
Which is, I guess, unfortunate. But was there no other date that they could have made work over there to try and avoid that, or did they even take that into consideration? Do you think?
I'm guessing they took it into consideration, but it might have been just like, these are the dates that work, so this is what we got to work with. So this is what we're doing. And they wanted to do it on a weekend. You can't do it on a Saturday because of college football. So you're kind of stuck.
Yep.
If you're going to do it in November, you're going to do it on a Sunday. And hopefully, they can maybe just do a kind of a double header, but do, one at
staggered starts
1:00 and the other one at 3:30 and go from there and have a couple of good games. And I'm sure that both games are going to sell out. So, that Vanderbilt game will be huge. That'll be a, battle of top 20 teams and top 15 teams coming into the year. And then Iowa and Creighton will almost certainly sell out with all the buzz about Iowa basketball. And then the Creighton fans will definitely be showing up too.
Do you anticipate on the men's side we're going to get the full non-conference schedule anytime soon, or is this going to be one that maybe drags later into the summer before we get that?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. Based on the way McCollum has worked at Drake and then last year at Iowa, he does not care. And it'll be September before we get it probably. But hopefully they announce, I know he wants to try and get a couple of other I guess you would call them marquee games or just, some, because I don't think they're doing a MTE this year, like over Thanksgiving anywhere. They're not going to do any of those. Those things are frankly kind of going away at this point because they cost too much money. And unless you've got a component to it where you can get the players some money, it's kind of a non-starter at this point to go to some of those events.
Is the new basketball floor in place, Tom, or when are they going to install that? Do you know? They bought the Elite Eight floor. Oh, it's down already?
It's good. They got the floor down and they're painting it. They put out some pictures this morning about them painting the floor already. So they're doing the free throw lanes and the ends. So we'll see what. And they were putting the 22 on the floor as well.
Yeah, you have to.
You got to keep that on there.
And how much is the old floor with it on there worth? That piece of the floor, right? How much could they get for that?
Boy, that would be a good little auction.
Oh my gosh, yeah, their Hawkeye fans would love that.
They should just auction off chunks of the floor and use it for NIL.
NIL money, absolutely.
My high school did that, not for NIL money, but they auctioned off the floor when they put a new one in. I got a piece down in the man cave of my hardwood that I played on way back in the 90s. Very, very poorly, by the way. It makes a whole lot of sense. But Tom, what a swing and a miss. We had all the connections back to the old era of Iowa basketball, a chance to paint the floor gold, go back to the days of Dr. Tom and Lute, and they went with black again. disappointing.
Yeah.
I wanted to see the gold court back.
Yeah, and they could put they'll never do it because the brand is the Tiger Hawk, but the field house with the Flying Hawk in the middle of the court was always just the best. But I know they're never going to do that because the Tiger Hawk is just the symbol of Iowa football and basketball. So it's never going to happen. But a guy can dream. Maybe they'll do a throwback game and put the old Flying Hawk in the middle.
That would be great. Yeah, get some retro jerseys, go that direction. Speaking of that, this just triggered into my mind when you brought up the Tiger Hawk. I remember that it was produced by some, person over, I think, in Cedar Rapids. Hayden kind of commissioned to get some kind of new logo, and that's how the Tiger Hawk was born. I remember hearing, and I don't think it was ever verified, but did Hayden, because of that, still get a part of the proceeds from every Tiger Hawk?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I had that story right. Okay.
And the family still does?
I have no idea. Tom, do you have any idea if the family still gets anything? But what a smart idea by Hayden Fry.
Yeah, that's Hayden being brilliant. I mean, he got a little cut, a little slice.
Yeah, good
for
him.
That's like those guys. That's like those guys that own the old. You guys ever see that documentary on the ABA and the guys from the St. Louis Spirits when they sold all the teams to the ABA to the NBA?
Yeah,
they just said, we're going to get a cut of a small slice of the TV revenue in perpetuity.
What?
Yeah, it's a great story. Find it. It's an incredible story. And these two guys from the St. Louis Spirits said, yeah, you guys go ahead, but we just want like 1% of the TV rev.
My
and
God.
The NBA finally bought them out like 5 years ago and just said, here, this is all you're going to get. We're going to pay you out an exorbitant amount of money, and that's it.
I wonder how much they made over the course of that.
2014.
2014.
They were bought out of the deal. The settlement happened with the NBA. So 12 years ago.
And how long was it in place for? Does it say?
I'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
But in 2014, they got $500 million.
Good God. I never heard of this story before. That's wild.
That's the greatest business deal of all time.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Estimated $300 million in the 38 years previous, an extra 500 on top. So $800 million.
Just shy of $1 billion these cats made on that. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Make a phone call to the Silna brothers, I think.
Yep. It's an amazing story.
It really is. Yeah, I will now. I will now. Tom Kakert, HawkeyeReport.com. Tom, thanks for leaving me with that. I'd never heard that before. Appreciate it. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you next Friday. Thank you, buddy.
Okay. Talk to you guys.
Yep. See you. Tom Kakert. That's wild. Had you heard about that?
I remember vaguely, but I didn't remember
it
it was nearly that. And I didn't even know the sellout part of it. But it was a small percentage. I remember that part of it. So a little bit more on this historic deal and the conclusion. This is from a little bit from Wikipedia. When the ABA merged with the NBA in 76, the Spirits were not among the teams absorbed. To fold their team, owners Ozzie and Daniel Silna negotiated a contract giving them roughly $2.2 million in cash and 1/7 of the broadcast rights of the four former ABA teams that were absorbed: the Nets, the Pacers, Nuggets, and Spurs. So we're just going to take a little cut out of that.
Holy mackerel. Yikes.
Talk about seeing the future. I mean, we're talking about the days.
They had no idea it was going to be that.
No. I mean, the NBA was on tape delay.
Right.
Yes. The NBA finals were on tape delay.
Wild. Travis Hines next. Iowa State conversation. Travis, columnist from the Des Moines Register, where he covers Iowa State. That's coming up next. Trent's Plays of the Day still to come. Miller and Condon, Iowa Sports Radio Network.
We live here. We work here. We are your sports coverage in Iowa. 106.3 KXNO on the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
This June, the Legends of Golf return to Des Moines. The 2026 Principal Charity Classic at Wakanda Club, June 10th through 14th, where legends of the every swing help support Iowa youth. Bring the whole family. Tickets start at just $25, and kids 15 and under get in free. Get your tickets now at principalcharityclassic.com. The Principal Charity Classic, because out here, it's more than golf.
The world's largest sports book in Las Vegas is available right at your fingertips in Iowa. Trent Condon here for Circa Sports. The Circa Sports Iowa app is sports betting the way it should be. Bet anywhere in Iowa and experience high betting limits, tight money line splits, and exceptional customer service. Download your new bookie today. Visit circasports.com and start betting like a pro from anywhere in Iowa. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Now, your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword festival to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard message and data rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's festival to 200-200.
KXNO.com. Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival presented by Capital One.
This September, coming back to Las Vegas, streaming live on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Tickets go on sale Friday, June 12th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific through AXS.com.
But starting Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Capital One cardholders get first access to tickets and other exclusive offers for 48 hours only or while pre-sale tickets last. Visit iHeartRadio.com/Capital One for more pre-sale details. What's in your wallet?
Well, Trent, cross our fingers that we get an exciting NBA Finals because this is it. DraftKings is live in all 50 states. Yes, that means you, Iowa. 2 teams left, 1 trophy every possession, every fourth quarter swing, every clutch shot. The DraftKings Sportsbook app is now live in Iowa, so whether you're catching tip-off at home of Game 7 or at a bar, you're in on every minute, every game, every moment, all in one app. Right here in Iowa, the finals are in the palm of your hand. New DraftKings customers sign up with code KXNO, bet $5 and get $200 in rewards guaranteed. That's code KXNO in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF. 21 plus, Iowa only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer.
Hey guys, it's us, the Jonas Brothers. I'm Joe. I'm Kevin. And I'm Nick. And guess what? We created our own podcast. And it's called Hey Jonas. Listen to Hey Jonas on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Voters are listening to the radio, tons of them. If you're running for office, radio is where people are actually tuned in, not swiping past ads. Connect with communities everywhere and get on the air in just 48 hours. Visit winwithiheart.com. That's winwithiheart.com.
Taylor Swift has a brand new song. But I knew it, And it's on the newly released playlist on the free iHeartRadio app. Your no-cost destination to hear all of the songs that were just released, including Lainey Wilson and John Mayer, Niall Horan, Weezer, Lizzo, and so much more. Open the free iHeartRadio app and search new to listen now.
More with Miller and Condon in 60 seconds, right here on 106.3 KXNO.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Miller and Condon on 106.3 KXNO and the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
Miller and Condon, welcome back. Iowa Sports Radio Network. Trent's plays of the day still to come. Circa Sports sponsor those. Coming up at the top of the hour off the bench, Sean and Lucas, 2 until 5. Let's talk some Iowa State, shall we? Travis Hines, columnist, Des Moines Register. He joins us. Travis, Trent, and Ken, thanks for coming on. How's your summer going, Travis Hines?
It's going pretty well. Thanks for asking.
That's good. Because it'll hit the fan before we know it, right? Football will be around. You'll be going to football media days, etc., and your life changes for the better. I think it's great when that time of year. Anyways, let's talk basketball before we get into football, as I'm anxious to see how you and Eugene plan to cover the team this year, as far as just because of all the newness of it. But basketball, the Momcilovic decision, it lasted a long time. How close do you think he was, Travis, to leaving his name in? Obviously, that was the goal for him, seemingly, after the season ended. He made it known he wants to play, fulfill his dream of playing in the league, but ultimately decided to go back to college and got paid at Kentucky. How close do you think he was?
You know, when I talked to him in Chicago at the Combine, he said he felt really good about where he was at and what he was hearing from NBA teams. And he said, I think it's more likely than not I stay in the draft. And then obviously 2 weeks later, he decided to return to college. So my guess is that he went through those workouts, sat in with interviews, and, the responses he was getting must not have even been on the fringe, because I do think like Milan really did want to be done with college. He wanted to go, wanted to be an NBA player. But to do that, he wanted a guaranteed contract. He said specifically he didn't want a two-way. He didn't want to spend a ton of time in the G League. So for him coming back to college, that tells me he was probably getting a back half of the second-round grade. And when you weigh that against, reportedly $6 million to go to Kentucky, I think your decision probably gets made for you at that point, because, that's obviously serious money. The NBA will be there next year or even the year after that if Milan is given a fifth year along with the rest of college sports. Where he essentially could double his money in the following season. So I think everything that I had heard from him and from people around him is that the NBA was the goal, but for him not to do that, tells you, that he had probably slipped out of the top 40, certainly, and probably the top 45.
When we go back to the beginning of this process and Milan making the decision to both go to the NBA draft and go through everything with it, but also to put his name into the portal. Any word of how the conversation went with TJ? Was it as simple as, I'll go back a couple of years? They thought they had AJ Green signed, sealed, and delivered. That didn't happen and maybe impacted the team overall. Was it just what they had to do in the portal? And we can't hold money back for you because without knowing you're coming back, we can't do that. Is it as simple as that, kind of looking back of the way that all unfolded with TJ and with Milan?
Yeah, I think their conversation, knowing both of them, were pretty frank and pretty blunt. And I think when you look at all the variables here, there wasn't just very much alignment that would make it possible for Milan to come back. Because if he did want to come back to Iowa State, you mentioned the timing. They're waiting until May 27th for a big ticket spending item on their roster build. And if you have Milan Momcilovic, you kind of have to build the roster in a specific way, right, to optimize what he's going to be able to do. And if you don't have Milan, you have to build a very different roster. So, that's not congruent at all for what they were trying to do. And then, on top of it all, if Iowa State's got an NIL budget, let's say between $8 and $10 million for next year, is it responsible to spend, if you get a hometown discount, $4 or $5 million, or if you've got to go all the way up to $6 to get him to come to Iowa State? And now that gives you very little room to work with for the rest of the roster. And I think as good of a shooter, as an excellent elite of a shooter as Milan Momcilovic is, the other parts of his game probably don't allow Iowa State to make him this outlier payment in their salary cap, because then you have to ask him to do so much more and so much of everything that impacts winning. And I don't know that that's the type of player Milan is. So I don't think a lot lined up. And then on top of it, $6 million is just not a responsible way for Iowa State to build out a roster, especially if they've got to wait till June 1st to spend it. So the alignment just didn't make a ton of sense. And I think both sides knew that going in, talking through it. And it's just not reasonable even to ask Milan to take $2 or $3 million to come back to Iowa State. I mean, that's half. And this is a guy who we now know, if he wasn't going to be a first half of the second round pick, he can't bank on having 2 and 3 NBA contracts in his future. Like, you got to make money now when it's that big of dollars and that big a contract. So again, I think everybody went into it, pretty clear eyed. Over 3 years was so strong between Milan and TJ and the rest of the staff that everybody, kind of had an idea of how this was going to have to play out.
My last thing on basketball for you, and let's try to follow up. Of the trio of freshmen, last year's freshmen, Toure, Bateman, and Plata, obviously all different players. Toure, so good defensively. Bateman, we think he's going to be asked to do a lot of scoring, and Plata's a big. Of that three, how big a step do you think that they still have another step in their game, just having played as much as they did as freshmen? How big a step can they take going into their sophomore year, Travis?
Well, Iowa State's going to be as they want. All three of those guys are going to have to take significant steps. And I think when you look at what they did as freshmen, as strong as they were, and they had great freshman seasons, all three of them, I think the areas of growth are still pretty apparent. Like, Bateman's got to be able to go from being, the 6th or 7th guy to being a starter that's playing 30-plus minutes a night and giving you consistent production on both ends of the floor. For Toure, it's shooting. Like, he's got to get a competent three-point shot. He's got to be a threat on the floor there, or you're going to see what he saw throughout, a lot of February to March. Just weren't going to guard him. And when you're one of Iowa State's best players, not, the 4th or 5th starter, you've got to be able to contribute fully on the offensive end. And I think, too, the thing with Toure is, like, NBA teams really, really like him. Like, he is a guy that could be a first-round draft pick next year, but it's got to accompany improving the shot. So I think, like, when you're talking about motivation and, over this thing's done, like, he's a guy that I'm looking at, like, if he does that and makes a big leap forward there, or at least gets to average, like, that's a guy that you could be looking at in the NBA after next season. And I think Plata is, do more of the same, like, get bigger and stronger and faster, add maybe a counter move in the post. But I think certainly all three of those guys are going to have to grow in their roles. And I think what we saw from them as freshmen suggests they're pretty well set up, to slide into more minutes and more responsibility with this new team.
Travis, reading your article earlier this week at DesMoinesRegister.com, I was, something just popped into my mind. You're talking about Jimmy Rogers meeting all the fans during the tailgate tour and the expectations amongst the fan base, maybe not the highest, but kind of in a way, I see the Cyclone fan base and what they've dealt with and gone through the last year. It's like a sheltered puppy, right? That you're getting out of the shelter that maybe had a rough time at his previous home. This fan base, they have been absolutely throttled over the last year, and feels like they just need something good to happen. And is Jimmy Rogers maybe kind of the perfect fit for that? He's not going to have low expectations in year number one.
No, certainly not like Paige. I think it'll be interesting too. And like, I have not, I won't say that like me and Jimmy Rogers are really close or that I particularly know him that well after, 6 months on the job. But the impression that I have, he's a straight talker and is going to have less coach speak than I think we have become accustomed to in Ames over the last 10 years. So it'll be really interesting to see how that translates. Because like the thing is like, it's going to be so interesting this season in so many different ways, because if Iowa State's good or average or better than we think, like I think that is going to be a ringing endorsement of what Jimmy Rogers and this staff can do. Like obviously knowing what the roster is, like that is going to be a big lift to be good this year. And on the flip side, if they're not very good, if they're below average, it's going to be hard to read that too, because the roster is in such in flux, and like how many coaches are going to be able to take Division II FCS group of 4 guys to where you're 80 new players, most of them have not taken Big 4 snaps. Like how do you navigate that? Like what are reasonable expectations, and what is the evaluation of the coaching staff when they're clearly going to be on paper advantage? And so that's like, this season to me is so fascinating because there are so many different directions it can go, and a lot of times you can predict, okay, if it goes this way, it'll be because of that, and we're going to understand this. And I don't think you can do that with this season because there's so many different variables here between the coaching staff and the roster and the league that I think we're really going to have to look under the hood every week to try to get an understanding of exactly, what this football team is.
I couldn't agree with you more. It's such a fascinating story to follow this upcoming year for so many reasons. I am under the impression, Travis, that perhaps There'll be more opportunities for media to actually watch or people to watch. It won't be as guarded as the previous staff. I mean, they were to a fault, my God. But there may be more access coming your way, and maybe the fans as well. Do you get that sense?
We'll see. I think such a whirlwind of the 6 months where, they get here in December, and, really, I don't think we heard or saw from them for almost 2 months because, they had a roster to put together.
Yep.
And then spring football hits, and then now it's June. So we'll see on that front. I think it certainly moved that program to be out in public and front and center when there's, you're trying to sell yourself, your program, and then certainly there's the NIL component here where, fans are being asked to give more and more money. Businesses are asked to give more and more money. And I think, now more than ever, certainly winning comes first, but personality and charisma, probably count more now than they ever have before, at least public facing. So I think that makes sense for everybody. And here's the deal too, is anybody not expecting growing pains? I think whatever your expectations are going into this season, I think if you're not looking at this as there are going to be challenging moments, there are going to be challenging games that, building some goodwill and having people understand you and what you're trying to build and how you're trying to build it, I think is important because again, the Big 12 is tough and this is a brand new roster with a lot of guys, again, that otherwise wouldn't be a Power 4 school now. So there is a big build here and we'll see what they can do. I don't want to, discount them having an opportunity to be good. But again, on paper, the roster is the roster. So we'll see how it all comes together. But, building goodwill early, probably goes a long way.
Travis, this new iteration of the Big 12, Texas, Oklahoma departing, Nebraska before that, you don't have the bully anymore. Well, Texas Tech has definitely taken that mantle.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter. It's not just a football thing. Feels like softball. People definitely hate them. Basketball, maybe trending that direction too, just on. And Cody Campbell at the forefront of that and the way that he's throwing around his money and going after Texas and the like. Is this a good thing for the Big 12 to have somebody that everybody can rally around, everybody can hate and maybe buy themselves into blue blood status if it plays out that way? Does the Big 12 need somebody, and it proves to be Texas Tech, that is the bully of the conference?
I think certainly there are going to be emerging programs that are powers. And I think Brett Yormark said as much, a year or two ago, that as much as they like parity, that eventually you have to have these teams that separate themselves and become a measuring stick, not only within the league, but nationally. And that's obviously a big part of the equation here for the Big 12 is that if everybody thinks your conference stinks, it hurts you when you get into the CFP selection. And then if you have teams that are consistently elite, both within the league and without, year after year, you build that reputation. And then when that happens twice to other teams, I think it gives that more credence and respect, again, both within the league and nationally. And eventually, I think that's going to happen. And I think you're seeing it with Texas Tech, which is so fascinating because they are throwing around money, which normally would make everybody hate you. But Cody Campbell seems to be a guy that people like. Despite being a billionaire throwing around money like crazy for Texas Tech, but a guy that seems to be trying to move college sports in a direction that would benefit the Big 12 and Iowa State. And then BYU, again, also is throwing around a ton of money. So we'll see, but those would be my two bets that are the two programs, best positioned to kind of cement themselves, at least reputationally atop the league. But the opportunity is there for everybody. I mean, it looked like Arizona State might be able to do that when you got a young coach like Kenny Dillingham that's dynamic and electric. It is an opportunity for everybody. And I think Iowa State would have been mentioned as one of those top teams despite the financial limitations, just because of all the success that Campbell had over 10 years. And now you're probably tumbling in that regard right now, but the gate is wide open for everybody, I think, right now.
Last thing for me, and back to basketball for a second, just because you cover the Big 12, I want to get your take here. DeBanza or Peterson, who would you rather have? And then we surprised that Pete decided to come back, decided to stay in the draft and forego another year at Arizona. How about those two?
Yeah, based on everything I've seen, AJ DeBanza would be my pick, but I think it comes with a giant caveat is that I didn't see Darren play his best basketball. Everybody that saw him play in the summer circuit and saw him play in high school, like basically universally has him as a better player than AJ Dubance. But, Dubance to me is one of the best prospects we've seen in the Big 12, in maybe the last 10 or 15. So to me, given what I saw, he's the player, but I do know I have a blind spot there. And I think Koa Pete, I'm a little surprised he didn't come back to Arizona for a lot of the reasons I talked about for Milan, is that the money is just so spectacular in college versus being, a fringe first round pick. But I think, when you're around these guys, especially players like that who have been, so laser focused on the NBA since they were, probably before they were even teenagers, that once they get on the doorstep there, it's really hard to turn away. And I think you do got to give, even if it doesn't feel like a great decision from the outside looking in financially, or even from a basketball perspective, I do think sometimes you got to give these guys credit for betting on themselves and saying, I am this close to doing this. Why would I go backwards? Let's go forward. And I'm trusting in myself, my process, and my talent to make it work. And I do respect that when players do that.
Final thing, we'll get you out on this. The leading scorer for Iowa State basketball, we come full circle, will be who for 26-27?
With Bond, I think. I like his numbers. Obviously, I don't jump off the page. But when I think Iowa State's going to try to play significantly faster, certainly than you and I did last year, but maybe even that Iowa State did last year. And so if you get, he's a guy I know that TJ and the staff thinks is really good in transition. So if you're able to give him some more opportunities, both in transition and just from a raw possession standpoint, if you're playing faster, I think that he's a guy that they're really bullish on and has the opportunity to have a big, senior season.
Travis Hines, columnist, Des Moines Register. Travis, thanks for doing this. Appreciate it. Enjoy your weekend, Travis Hines. Thank you.
Yep. Take care, fellas.
Yep. Good to talk to you. Travis Hines. This is, we talk a little Iowa State. Now that surprised me. I would have bought Bateman. I would have gone Bateman.
You're going Bateman?
Yep. Going Bateman.
Can he do enough outside to shoot it?
Well, you said a leading scorer.
Yes.
I want him to keep shooting.
Well, I want him to shoot. But
get inside a little.
We need to see a little versatility in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Prater. That's my pick.
What about Toure? God, I like watching him play basketball.
I know you do.
I love watching him play.
It doesn't feel like a team, though, that's going to have like 7 guys that average between 8 and 12.
The answer is yes.
Something like that.
Yeah. We'll take a time out, come back, finish up our week. Miller and Condon, Iowa Sports Radio Network.
Are you looking to upgrade your curb appeal? TNT Landscaping and Nursery is your trusted partner of more than 35 years in Ankeny and the Metro for all your landscaping needs. Browse 5 full acres of trees, plants, and shrubs, their huge nursery selection, and all the landscaping hard goods to get the project done. Hawkeyes Barbecue, also there, and it's a griller's paradise. Visit TNTlandscaping.com for details or stop in at 1313 Southwest Ordnance Road in Ankeny. Tell them Heather sent you in.
If you're thinking of incorporating or setting up an Iowa LLC, zoom right past LegalZoom and work with Rush Niggett, a Brick Gentry PC. He's set up an affordable online small business package that helps you decide whether to form a limited liability company, LLC, or a corporation. With Rush Niggett's help, it's easy to form your new small business. Rush Niggett, a business lawyer with Brick Gentry Law PC. Go to rushonbusiness.com. It's good to have Rush on your side.
It's showtime. This is Tony Bachhoven, the voice of the Knoxville Raceway, and I'm inviting you to the sprint car capital of the world. This week is Lakeside Casino and Knoxville Legends Night. $15 for adults and 12 and under are free. For more information, visit KnoxvilleRaceway.com.
Country music superstar Luke Bryan.
Girl, shake it for me, girl.
Live.
Shake it for me, girl. Shake it.
Word on the Street Tour. Friday, June 19th, Casey Center. With special guests, Drew Baldridge, Carly Scott Collins, Ray Lynn, and DJ Rock. Tickets are on sale now at HyVeeTix.com. Don't miss Luke Bryan in concert.
Flowers fade. Cards get tossed. But a personalized song? That lasts forever. Surprise someone you love with a custom song made just for them with Joybox. Visit joybox.studio to get started on your personalized song today. Don't just say I love you. Sing it with Joybox.
Hey, it's your old buddy TW from Tony Wink's Factory Outlet Fireworks in Winterset, your show building experts. Planning your fireworks show starts here at my store in Winterset, where you get the most boom for your buck. We know our product, and we'll help you build on a budget that gets the best show on the block. This Saturday, come out to our open house and demo shoot. You can see them before you buy them and then save 30% on the entire store. This Saturday only at Tony Wink's Factory Outlet Fireworks in Winterset. I'm Tony Wink, and I got your boom boom.
Save big money in your projects when you shop at Menards. Pittsburgh's Ultra True Seal is a stain and sealant in one that offers enhanced waterproofing protection in one coat to help you finish your wood care projects faster. It's easy to apply with no streaks, runs, or lap marks to deliver flawless results. Save big money on Ultra True Seal stain at Menards and get your staining project started today. Plus, view our weekly flyer on menards.com.
Save big money at Menards.
Join us this Friday and Saturday, June 5th and 6th for the Spring Open House at Big Barn Harley-Davidson. Manufacturer reps will be on site, including Saddleman, Time Performance, and Rockford Fosgate. Extended store hours Saturdays from 8 to 5 with free lunch provided by Smokey D's and Motorcycle Stunt Shows featuring Harley-Davidson baggers at 11, 1, and 3. Check out our selection of over 200 new pre-owned and certified pre-owned Harley-Davidsons. And take advantage of 2025 model year-end value-added promotions. Pick from a free Stage 1 upgrade, free scheduled maintenance plan, or free extended service plan. No money down and interest rates as low as 2.99% with approved credit. And $1,000 trade assistance on select new 2025 Cruiser and Street Glide models. At Big Barn Harley-Davidson, you get a free lifetime powertrain warranty with the purchase of any new or qualifying pre-owned Harley-Davidson. Great specials on aftermarket parts and licensed products with manufacturer reps on site. And motorcycle stunt shows performing Saturday. Life is what you make it, and we make it one hell of a ride. The Spring Open House this Friday and Saturday at Big Barn Harley-Davidson, I-80 at 2nd Avenue in Des Moines.
You're listening to Miller and Condon. Off the bench with Sean Roberts and Lucas Strain is on deck here on 106.3 KXNO and the Iowa Sports Radio Network.
All right, Miller and Condon, final couple of minutes of our program on a Friday. Off the bench, coming up next, 2 until 5. Sean Lucas, and then overtime Iowa 5 until 6 o'clock. Bussy is gone for another week next week.
Is he?
I think that's what I heard. Good for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're a really nice place too.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think it's like one of them
resorts,
an island that you and I will, A, we couldn't pronounce, and B, you could never get there.
Okay.
Turks or what is
Turks and Caicos?
Caicos, that's it. Yeah. Maybe it's me that can't pronounce.
I think so. We've been there. We were there at our
You
cruise.
were there?
Yes, yeah, last year when we went on our cruise. We stopped off Turks and Caicos.
And is it like is it kind of like how the other half live?
No, not
it's
necessarily.
that's okay.
No.
I
It's
always
nice.
thought that was special. No? All right.
It's another island.
When is your vacation this year? I thought it was the week before I'm gone.
I know you were kicking me out of here for a week. Lucas
Lining
goes,
up stuff?
I think Ken's got you on vacation.
I don't know how I got that, but I did.
Well, the last 2 years I have taken a June week.
Okay.
Didn't happen this year. In fact, it was supposed to come up this week. Kids are going with Grandpa and Grandma out to see my sister out there. But my wife, she works till Thursday next week.
Really?
At schools, yeah.
And when did school get out for her?
I think the kids' last day in Des Moines Public was Wednesday
Of this week?
No,
the week before.
yeah,
this week.
Yeah, because Tuesday was Jack and Ella in West Des Moines.
I'll be damned.
Yeah,
I
that's when
thought
they
it was
finished
already
up.
long gone.
Yeah, so kids are still there. She's still working.
Okay. Did they have snow days to make up or something?
Yeah, a couple, but
Okay.
I think just the calendar, the way it fell this year. I know Des Moines Public also has a few more in-service days that are also in the middle of the season or the school year. So that was a part of it. So just didn't work out this year. You're quitting on me.
Yeah.
Quitter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, 30 years quitting.
yep, he's quitting. So I have a few T's to cross and I's to dot.
So when are you going to announce my replacement?
Great question.
Still, I mean, it's
Soon.
June the 6th.
June the
No,
6th.
June the 5th.
It is the 5th. You were departing
On June 24th.
You can't finish the week.
No, I'm not. I'm going because you know what it is. It's me and my it's me and my tying up stuff. We started on June the 24th.
Yes.
I'm ending on June the 24th.
I
30 years to the date.
Every time I tell people that, they just love it too. It is so you.
It is so me.
It is.
Yes, absolutely.
It is a perfect embodiment.
Yeah.
Embodiment. The walk-offs on a Wednesday.
And the thing about that week is going to be because I have to miss. I don't have to. I'm taking Monday off. Because my son comes into town late the night before, so I won't see him. I'll leave the door open. Maybe I'll wake up. but I want to have breakfast with him and Sage
Sure.
and my wife, and before I got to go to Prairie Meadows. So I'll work Tuesday and Wednesday,
And
and
just
then
like
it's
that,
the new era.
and here we go.
Yeah. I'm anxious to, I have a pretty good feel who it's going to be. I think
Yes.
probably the audience does,
Yes.
but there could be something happen at the last minute.
You never know.
We thought the Bears were moving to Hammond, Indiana when we came on the air at 2:00 or at noon today. 2 hours later, we still do.
It's Hammond.
I don't think it is.
It's
We'll
Hammond.
see. All right, make some plays before we run out of show.
Tons of baseball here today. We got the Reds plus 127 at the Redbirds tonight. Also going to take the Nats plus 117 at the Diamondbacks. It's going to be Ben Rice over 1.5 bases. Ryan Weathers over 6.5 strikeouts for the Yankees. Yordan Alvarez is just an annuity over 1.5
unbelievable.
bases. He might be your MVP with the Judge news.
You know what? That's a great point, Trent.
Shannon Lamet under 1.5 3-pointers and James Wood over 1.5 total bases. And give me the Spurs.
Laying the points, 6.5.
Lay the 6.5.
All right, you have a good weekend.
You too.
I won't see you one day. I'll talk to you Monday. You're going to Wrigley Field Sunday Night Baseball.
Absolutely.
Lucky duck.
Woo! I don't know how my voice is going to be feeling come noon on Monday. Tune in to find out.
Absolutely. Have a great weekend, everybody. Off the Bench is coming up next. Miller and Condon, we talk sports with you Monday through Friday from noon until 2 on the Iowa Sports Radio Network.